Hello everyone, Justin here, and today I'm going to make another video on my experience as I'm meeting with more people from South College, because as some of you know, I will be pursuing the Doctoral of Education in July. Well, starting in July. If you're new to this channel, quick recap, I have been a WGU student in the past, and they follow a competency-based education model, and I really value that type of education because it affords students the opportunity to accelerate if they want to and learn at their own pace with a lot of autonomy in mind, but still support because there's instructors and mentors that help students navigate the learning journey. So I completed a few master's degrees at WGU in a very accelerated way. One of the masters I actually completed in 70 days, which is pretty remarkable, but I had some transfer credit as well as a lot of experience in that degree, so that helped me move fast. So I just want to quickly throw something out there is that, as I go through more schooling, I want to make sure to tell everyone that I will do my best to be honest and objective with what I'm experiencing. I'm not sponsored by any of these schools. I like to share my direct experience in an authentic way, and I just don't want anyone to think that I'm doing this for any other cause than just to share information, my experience, and kind of build a community of learning, community of support. So I want to show the highs and lows, and I also recognize that the program itself, or the programs, they are still in the works, they are still developing. I know that they're implemented and they've been delivered for a couple years, but as someone who has gone through training in building educational programs, it takes many years to refine them. And so I'm not expecting perfection, but I do want to be honest about what I'm experiencing so that others feel like they are getting a well-rounded point of view. Anyways, today, I want to chat about the meeting I had with my mentor, my program mentor. So if you are new to this model of education, you're paired with a program mentor who helps guide you, kind of like an academic advisor at a traditional university, though this individual you would meet with more regularly probably than an academic advisor. In some cases, people might set up to meet every week or every couple weeks. That was at WGU. I'm not sure at South College the expectation. For me, probably every couple of weeks will be what I hope for. More than that might be too much because I like to kind of get into my own space and get going and motivate myself, but check-ins are always useful. So I met with my mentor, and she's a very lovely person, and I feel lucky. She has a background at WGU. I think she was even a program mentor manager. I'm not exactly sure the title, but she has experience with mentorship there. She knows about doctoral education directly, and she just feels like very supportive with whatever your goals are. Like I told her right away that I might try to finish the program in 1 year, a whole doctoral degree. And, she was honest and said that's very quick, but that she would support that. And they have a really unique document that I just thought was so useful for any student. It's a pacing guide that they've created in Excel. And basically you input all the kind of like the competencies. So at South College, like a unit would be a competency is what they call it. And it's kind of a section of the learning. And so let's say every course has like 6 competencies. There'll be multiple projects or multiple assignments within each competency. So on this guide or this pacing guide, they have the course and the competencies, and then a course and competencies. And then you can put the dates. And it gives you all this unique data to show you if you're on track. So they give you kind of an indication of your current pace and if you're on your projected track. So if you want to do it in a year, it'll kind of give you a signal or an indicator around that. But if you're not on track, it would also mention that as well. And it kind of color codified some of it too. So if you're getting kind of red text, it's kind of saying you're off track, and then you have to figure out a way to get on track. So let's say you went away on vacation and you're expected to complete a couple assignments a week. Then it will do a calculation on kind of how you're falling behind. Now that document I can't share or whatnot. It's particular to South College. But I just want to say that I wish WGU had something like this. I know that there was more of a static document where you could look and observe some projected dates that would guide you through an accelerated path. But I said in a past video, but I didn't find those very helpful because it had left a lot of time at the end for the capstone, which I didn't need personally. Now, even in this pacing guide, it leaves a whole term for a 1-year plan dedicated to the research. And the research is actually split up into 2 courses. So one is called 7800 or 7800, and it is dedicated to research methods and helping you set up your methodology prior to doing your actual research. And so I really like that because what it shows is that you are utilizing what you've done in one course and applying it to the next, which is 7900, which is the actual dissertation. From what I've heard from my mentor, 7800 will, you'll have to learn or do exercises around critiquing research literature, research articles, and then learn about different methodologies, probably quantitative, qualitative, mixed methods. I don't know if action research will be talked about, and then that's where you'll frame your methodology and then carry that forward in the next course. Now, the next course, 7900, you'll have to have access to a data set that you can use. And what I've heard from the mentor, it's really good to start thinking about your project early on. So at a doctoral level, you'll know how a research study goes. You have to start thinking about a topic and a question and the methods and how you might analyze the data. And she was telling me that that can be very important to think about even right away. What my mentor said was that she's willing to start having conversations about the project as early as I want. And some people like to leave that dissertation conceptualization till that course because maybe they're worrying about the other courses. But for me, many people know that I have an ability to kind of do a few things at once. So, I like to work on one course while thinking about another. And that's one way I was able to accelerate at WGU. And the way my mentor talked about it, she said it's really important to begin with the end in mind. Because in some cases, the courses that you do, you might even be able to do assignments that relate to that final project or that final study. If you're having to do assignments around teaching and learning, maybe the topics, if it's more self-directed and you can choose a topic, you can frame it around a topic that relates to the research to give you more input or insight into that topic. Because research, you have to get a very deep understanding of what you're investigating. So what I understand about the other types of courses, which are the topic-specific courses, that relates to your specialization. So it could be adult learning and development. There's one on organizational leadership. There used to be one on educational leadership. I'm not sure if it's still around. Teaching and learning, which I discovered is actually more K-12 focused. So that was my original interest, but I had to switch it because I'm not a K-12 teacher. They have a new program dedicated to instructional design and technology. I'm more interested in the adult learning and development. I feel like there are some e-learning principles and universal design principles that I'm interested in. There's courses around that. And I loved learning about learning theories, and there might be a little bit of about that as it relates to andragogy, which is the study of adult education. So yeah, I thought the meeting with my mentor went really well. We'll have one more check-in probably a week before I start. There isn't much I need to do other than just to pay my tuition. I'm just waiting because I have until the first day to pay. So I might just wait because I'm paying out of pocket, so might as well collect interest on that. But from what I understand, how it works is your financial officer, if you are a teacher and working in higher education or K-12, they will deduct your tuition. So for me, it's $600 plus $250 for some sort of, I don't know if it's a technology fee or instructional fee, I'm not sure, minus $1,000 for this Teach grant. So the actual tuition that shows up is, for me, $5,250 per term. So right now I just have to pay that. I can pay it in installments as well. And so you just set that up with that financial officer of how to do that and when to do that. So otherwise, I will just keep you updated, let you know any news about the program that I discover before starting. Or if there's no news, then I will just see you when I start and I will share more of my experience. So stay tuned.